Hey everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. We have not reviewed a Samuel Smith beer in years. I saw this beer at our local bottle shop. It's the Samuel Smith Indian Ale. Indian Ale, doesn't say pale, Indian Ale. Samuel Smith is, at least as far as I recollect, one of the longest standing breweries that come from England. There's a really good write-up on the back of this, and there should be. They've been around doing this for a long time. It talks about being brewed with well water that was originally sunk back in 1758, 85 feet under the ground, malted barley, hops, and yeast, fermented in an open-topped stone Yorkshire square. There's a picture of it on the website. It's pretty cool. It's supposed to create a full-flavored complex ale with an abundance of maltiness and fruity hop character. Firmly hopped, elegantly balanced, authentic English Indian Pale Ale is actually on the back of the label. They don't tell you a lot about what they put in their beers, but I think it's also one of those things that if you've been around for as long as they have, you don't have to do it. You can do whatever you want to do. So again, 5% ABVs. I do not know the IBUs. ABVs are pretty low, but again, I mean, I view a brewery like this where they've been around well before the craft beer craze, when all these high gravity, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12s came out. So, I mean, this is what beer used to be. Beer used to be 3.5 to 4, excuse me, 5%. Even 6%, that was on the high end. So anyway, a little explanation about that. Real nice golden color, a little bit of orange to it. It's got a little bit of cloudiness, but there's nothing residual floating around. Nice carbonation, nice white frothy foamy head on it. Okay, so this is what I expected. It's got a nice kind of caramely malt sweetness to it. You can definitely smell some hops. It smells kind of that more herbally hop, like a centennial type of hop. Fruitiness is not really there. There's maybe a little bit of, I don't even know what it is. There's a little bit like a pecan almost in there, a little nuttiness. I can't peg any fruit. Maybe something that's slightly orangey that's coming off the malt, but it's a very malty kind of, again, sweetish aroma beer with a little bit of a background of the hops in there. So as always, as we say cheers, let's get into the glass. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's good. It's just straight up what I call drinkable. It's got a nice kind of English pub style back flavor to it on the back of the palate. It's very smooth. They all have this kind of velvety, creamy texture to it in your palate, and it coats it, but it's not sticky at all. It's not the sticky dankness. Again, at 5%, it shouldn't be that way that a lot of the American craft beers have. It's just got this really kind of smooth texture to it that reminds me, it takes me back to wanting to sit in a pub in England and play dominoes and just have a conversation, and you're not spending 5 minutes every time you want a beer trying to select from 400 different choices on the new beer menus that we deal with now. And again, not that that's a bad thing, but I mean, I could easily drink this with a meal, before a meal, during a conversation. It's just an easy, drinkable beer. We rate our beers between 1 and 5. I've never had this beer, I don't think. I would rate this beer at least a 4, if not a 4.5. And here's why. It's different. It's not your classic American Indian Pale Ale. I like the fact that it's lower ABVs, and it drinks, again, with a unique texture that truly, at least in my palate, tastes European. I know that sounds kind of strange when you say it on a video, but it's got that flair to it that I think is really, really good. So, I mean, I would definitely purchase again. The bottle was $3.99. I mean, that's, again, for however many ounces are in this thing. I think so it's roughly 18.5 ounces. I mean, that's cheap. And an American beer like this would be $11 these days. Anyway, enough of that. Enough talking. I really like this brewery. I mean, I need to revisit them more often, especially for the price point. Hope you do too. Hope you enjoyed the video. We would definitely buy this one again. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel already, please do. And we upload all the time. And as always, we appreciate you watching. And we will see you again real soon. Cheers.